Hi there, Marge here from Rose Grows in Harlem. It is Feeding Friday and it is March 20th, 2026, and it's time to go see what the feeder looks like outside. Remember last week we did some fiery feast and we saw the squirrel take a bite and then ran away, but let me show you what happened. Some birds are over here. Oh, they were waiting. Oh, oh, what is that? Beautiful. Sorry, this won't turn into a bird show, but you guys enjoy the critters as much as I do, so I really love showing it. I want to show you what this looks like over here because it is quite comical. So here is the bird feeder. The woodpeckers have gotten to this. They like it quite a bit, not nearly as much as whatever was on this side. But you see, this is completely empty. And what happened to all that food? Well, let's see. Down here, this is where it all falls. And as you can see, it's some of it's poop, some of it's, I'll have to change my gloves before I get the other food. Yeah, a lot of it is poop, some of it is the seed, but I don't see any of the fiery feast in here. Or maybe, okay, yes, you see this where it's a little more, it's like an orange. That's probably more the fiery feast. But still, it's not nearly as much as the rest of this. This is the wild bird feed that you can get at almost any supermarket store. So I think that means the fiery feast was mostly eaten either by the squirrels or by the birds. And I thought, because the chunks were pretty big, and I thought for sure there would be more on the floor here. But it looks like they ate a lot of it. Now there are a lot of sunflower seeds in here. Some of them are growing. Look, can you see that? Some of them are actually sprouting. That's hilarious. So yeah, that's happening. And I had considered, once I clean out this whole area, right, because this was supposed to be my greenhouse, which I'll put a video up either here or here. And that was supposed to be my big idea of having, you know, a greenhouse so I could start seeds earlier, but there was no way for me really to warm it. I attempted lining the sides here with water containers so that they would retain the heat, and it was a great experiment, but it didn't work. So I did not try the lights. There is a new channel that I just subscribed to. Oh, I don't remember the name. I think it's like Gardening with Coffee or something like that. And it's a very nice woman in Virginia, and I will post it somewhere here. But she uses incandescent lights around her citrus trees that are inside a greenhouse. So that has worked. But what I intend to do is I do want to leave this frame up because it's great for the bird feeders, and I was also considering attaching some, they call it metal hardware cloth, and it's just fencing, but I wanted to attach that to maybe at least here so that I could have vines growing along here. But what I also was thinking about is this whole area, years ago, I covered it with long pieces of cardboard. I actually purchased it. I didn't really have enough cardboard in the house, which was crazy because we always have boxes. But because this is a 12 long by 7 feet wide. I actually didn't have enough boxes to put over the whole thing, so I ended up buying on Amazon. I don't buy on Amazon anymore, but when I did, I bought just these sheets, and I think they were like 3 by 4 or something like that, and I lined all of this, so that's why there's not a lot of growth here. But after a few years, you know, you eventually get back to what's happening. Like, you see that it broke down here because the trunk is, or the tree stump is coming back out, or that might even be a root, and you see that there's some stuff growing. And actually, those might be shoots from the bird food. And because I'm trying to make this as what's the word? I'm trying to make this as synonymous as possible throughout the entire garden. So if the bird feed is gonna fall and I'm giving them seeds, then why not just line this whole area with seeds? Now you might be asking, well, what about these cute little homes? Aren't you gonna have a problem rehoming anybody who might have taken up residence there? And I'm gonna say no. And that is because we have worked hard, and I've showed you this before, but we have worked hard to create this, which is our little cat condo. And I don't know if there's anybody in there right now, so I'm not gonna bother them. But basically, there's a heater in there. There is a power cord, as you can see. There's a power cord going in there. And when the temperature drops, the heater makes sure it's nice and toasty in there. So we keep it between like 55, 65. And it's been 30, even 20, like 27 degrees out here, and it's been nice and toasty in there at a nice 58. So, but yeah, so let's go ahead and get to the feeders. I got the goods. Okay. This is my favorite time of year because it feels like I'm in an anime. This tree has incredible blooms. And they constantly fall down. And it's a mess to clean up, but it's okay. I remembered the scissors this time. Okay, so this week we have cranberry cake, which is pecans, sunflower chips, peanuts, safflower, black oil sunflower, cranberries, gelatin, and red pepper, because this is still a hot pepper version. And we have hot pepper no melt super suet, and this is great because it's high in protein and fat. And this one has roasted peanuts, corn, rendered beef suet, mealworms, almonds, pecans, walnuts, oats, calcium carbonate, and red pepper. So that's good. I remembered my little bird feeder scoop. I don't know if it's gonna work because the whatchamacallit has to be big enough. And got some mealworms, the wild bird food for the squirrels, and fiery feast. I guess they like that one okay. They ate half of it. Let's do some mealworms first. No. Let's do the flowery feast. Now remember, if you use this, it's got hot pepper in it, okay? The ingredients are sunflower chips, tree nuts, peanuts, and red peppers. So don't breathe this in. Oh man, and I know I've said this before and it's kind of gross, but these dried mealworms smell like popcorn or like tortilla chips, and it's kind of weird because it's almost delicious. See what it looks like up close. Looks like a trail mix, just no raisins. And I think the squirrels would like it if you added raisins. If you wonder why I add mealworms, it's a good source of protein for the birds. And I don't remember if it's called grosbeaks or grackles. I think it's grackles maybe? Because I have mealworm feeders, and you just fill the feeders with mealworms. And these, I think it's grackles. These grackles like will annihilate the food. It's kind of crazy. I almost don't want to fill this up too much. I think I'm gonna ration what I give them because they just spill it all over the floor. That's enough there. Okay, I'll put this suet cake over here. I'll put the cranberry over here. Maybe that will call them. Do you hear them all calling their friends? I love hearing that every week. They're so excited that the food is here. Can I grab? Oh, I probably have to sharpen these. There we go. Looks pretty good. It's all things we would eat. Will that all fit in there? Maybe not. Nope. Maybe I'll break this up and put it on the ground somewhere else. Pieces of it in here. Take a little bit of everything. I don't know, this is just big experiment time. This way this food doesn't go to waste. And they get some extra fat. Because it's been the winter, though the birds around here, they're definitely plump. They are not they are not missing any kind of food opportunities. I don't know if it's because people bird feed them, or because people have bird feeders or what, but the birds around here are not skinny by any means. Okay, so we got that. Now let's turn it around and we'll do the super suet hot pepper. To see if there's a manufacturer that uses something besides these plastic containers. I mean, it's a good way to store the suet when it's in the store, but I hate using all the plastic, or I hate leaving it. Okay, so that's that. And then I will bring this to the, I'll bring this over to the squirrels. Oh boy, what a mess I made here. Okay, I think I might go get my seeds and things and, oof, that's a grub or something, ew. Sorry, distracted. It's so nice out here. I don't even want to do anything. Oh, I can see a little bird already eating some of the food. I'll let you watch the birds a bit while I go get my seeds so I can tell you what I'm planning on growing this year. There he is. Good. I know you were waiting. Adorable. Okay, so every year that I start seeds, I do get ambitious. But I think it's also nice to have an abundance of seedlings because I can either give them away to people or they'll just grow and I'll compost them, and that's still, you know, a win-win for me. So these are some of the ideas that I had this time around. Let's see. These are saved seeds from 2 different plants. I have an heirloom red and purple tomato. And I'm losing some of the seeds. And these are my saved jalapenos over here. And that's from my jalapenos that I grew this year. I have my huge Roma tomatoes and my yellow tomatoes. And this looks like, I don't know, the bugs might have gotten in here because they're tiny little sand-like pieces, which normally means the moths got them. But we'll see if they germinate. I have had amazing germination rates every year. I can plant 6 seeds and I'll get 6 plants. So however many I want to grow, I normally am okay. So those are my large Roma and my yellow tomatoes. And when I collect them, I still have I could still smell the fiery hot pepper. So if I cough, I apologize. But all I do is I take the seeds out, I smush them on a paper towel, and I just let them dry. You can see that it's totally just smushed on there. And then I just pick them off and put them in the dirt. And that's worked for me, no problem. This side up. I may start some broccoli this year. Most of my stuff are going to be botanical interests, because they have beautiful coverings and I want to support small businesses. This one is supposed to sow outside 4 to 6 weeks before your average frost date, or inside 4 to 6 weeks before your average start date, so it's the same, average frost date. I could not find jalapenos, which I thought I had a massive amount, but you know what that means? I just get to go back to the store and buy more jalapeno. Even though I have some that are saved from last year, I do want to keep a store of all the things that I like to grow. But I also got some shishito. These are hot peppers. And when to start inside, 8 to 10 weeks before transplanting. I have sweet banana peppers. And these are also 8 to 10 weeks before transplanting. If you've never grown peppers before, I caution the new growers, because peppers and spinach, it has been my experience, they take forever to come up. Like, it's almost like you're waiting a month before you see some kind of, whatever. I think these may, and I'll try this year, these may benefit from being really close to the light and then lowering them, to as it happens. These may benefit from being closer to the light as soon as they're planted, and then lowering them. I have containers that will turn upside down, and I'll be able to raise the trays so that they're higher to the light. I was gonna set up a whole contraption of doing lights that actually lowered, but it was easier for me to just raise the trays and then lower them when necessary. So yeah, but sweet banana peppers. Dill is a magical herb. If you make chicken soup and it's not quite right, there are 2 basic ingredients or 2 basic seasonings that if you don't have it, it's not going to taste like the chicken soup you're familiar with. One is a bay leaf. 1 bay leaf is enough, especially if you get really, really strong bay leaves. And dill is the other one. I would not cook it with the dill in at the beginning, I would wait until you're about 15, maybe 20 minutes in, and then add the dill after that. And the flavor that it gives, it doesn't smell very strong, but it's amazing the taste that it can give to different meals. So yes, I'm gonna try dill again this year. Then I have some pumpkins. I have a sugar pie pumpkin, good for pumpkin pie. And this says when to start inside, not recommended except in very short growing seasons. 2 to 4 weeks before your average frost date, sow in biodegradable pots that can be planted directly in the ground. Oh yes, because these don't like to be disturbed. You're a noisy little boy, aren't you? Well, I'm glad you're liking them. I think he's eating all the sunflower seeds. Hi. And the rest of the birds are here. Okay, so yes, pumpkin pie, pumpkins. I think I planted these in the ground August one year, and I would have gotten pumpkins if I had grown them sooner. So I'm gonna start them early, 2 to 4 weeks before your average frost date. I believe our frost date is April 9th. You're making a mess. And that's why I don't fill them that much. But anyway, sorry, I keep getting distracted. So yes, pumpkins. You can start these right in the ground and they'll pop up. The biggest problem that I've had is that chipmunks will come out and find your seeds and they will eat them before they even have a chance to sprout. So be careful with those. If you want to start them inside to make them a little bigger to make sure you can actually get some plants, I would recommend what they say, do some biodegradable potting, and just take some newspaper or some regular paper, throw some dirt in it, put it in there and see what happens. This is a Howden pumpkin. I guess these are big. Oh my goodness. These are also start inside 2 to 4 weeks before your average frost date. And you could just sow outside again 2 to 4 weeks after. Oh, okay. So to sow outside, you want to do 2 to 4 weeks after your average frost date. And this is when soil temperature is 70 to 90, so it loves hot soil. So let's see. This maturity is 110 days. So that's almost 33. That's almost 4 months. So if I started these in June, July, August, September, yeah, I might start these in June because that's when the soil will be hot enough. And if I do it in June, I should be able to have pumpkins by September. Well, this is, yes, maturity. And it's 7 to 14 days to emerge. Okay, so I may plant some now and then some in June. That's good to know because I'll have succession planting. Okay, I know, I just keep on talking. Okay, the peppers. Now these, I can only assume this is for tomatoes because it just says heirloom and I didn't put what it was. The smudging of the gook and the seeds, just from experience, look like tomatoes. So hopefully those are heirloom tomatoes. I have some of these beefsteak tomatoes that I think I tried planting them a few years ago. They come in a convenient little package like this, and the inside of the packet is very cool. It gives you a lot of information, and that's really helpful. These are super old. They're from Wild Wonders from 2020. And you'll see, at least I'm consistent. And these, at least I marked. So that's just tomatoes. So this one is yellow tomatoes. And this is from the Wild Wonder pack. So if you go to your supermarket and you go to the vegetable section, they normally sell packs of tomatoes called Wild Wonders. So I just described what they look like and then put the seeds on there. So I think I have one more, I have 2 seeds. Yeah, I have 2 seeds left of the yellow. I have several seeds of the round purple. Those are my favorite. And I looked them up and I think that the yellows are snowberries, the purples are brown berries, and then the narrow reds are probably Romas or no, sorry, San Marzanos. And I don't think I have any of those seeds left. No, no more narrow reds. But I have enough to start plenty of tomatoes. And my garden is always tomato heavy because that's the first thing I started back when I was in Harlem. And if you know anything about tomatoes, they're very easy to germinate, very easy. But they get leggy if you don't give them enough light, as I found out. These are another type of tomato, I think. I also did not mark these, I don't think. But I assume that these are tomatoes, and maybe because of this yellow thing here from the skin, that's probably a yellow tomato. And I think I probably had another kind of tomato over here. But yeah, maybe just yellow tomatoes. So I have that. So that was okay. All right, let's see. And then these are the original tomato seeds from 2012 when I had my channel and I started my seeds, and I believe I put them in a glass to let them soak and ferment a little bit. That was supposed to be helpful. I tried it. I mean, they germinated, so it worked for me. But we're gonna see if 14 years later these seeds are still good. I also have some old daisies, some old lavender, and these are also very slow to start. Very slow to start, lavender. Then I have some San Marzano tomatoes. These are supposed to be 4 to 6 weeks before transplanting, and you're supposed to transplant when air temperature is 45 degrees or warmer. And they tell you to transplant it like a week or 2 after your average frost date. And these are the Italian Roma. And now the squirrels are fighting. Someone wanted more food. I should probably set up some more food areas, but those are the Italian Romas. These get really big. Some sage, which is great for sausage. This is seed indoors 6 to 8 weeks before planting outdoors. Or you could sow it directly outdoors. It tolerates full sun or partial shade. And they say take the leaves when the plants are beginning to flower. I have this beautiful hollyhock. And of course, you should never, never, never plant tomatoes without basil. This is supposed to keep the worms away. Those nasty hornworms that leave little poops on your leaves. And then we have my marigolds, which, I mean, if you could see all the seeds in there, it comes up to here in this envelope. This is from 2023, and this is the orange marigold, and this one is also from 2023, and this one is red orange. Lots of marigolds. And these are great because you could just take them and throw them, just broadcast them, and these are really big. And these marigolds, I think I planted once from seed, and I've not needed to plant again. I mean, I like to have extra marigolds so okay, let me rephrase that. In the front yard, I have an area that's just a massive mound of marigolds. Little alliteration there. But it comes back every year because so many seeds drop into the area that it just, you know, it's a beautiful comeback every year. And it's a little red, it's a little orange, it's a little yellow, and it smells wonderful. Like it's almost musky in its scent, but for me, I smell it and I think it's fantastic. And was there anything else I wanted to grow? Ooh, excuse me. That is the fiery feast. I was considering growing other helpful plants, but I just get overwhelmed. And until I come up with a system, I'll just use the things that I know right now. I know that the bees love basil. I know that they love the marigolds. So do the butterflies. I already have some lantana. Those come back every year, and obviously the fruit trees and other things that they really enjoy. Oh, I did want to start some. Oh, the ones that the hummingbirds like. Oh, what's the name of that flower? They're bright. They're not daisies. They're not hyacinths, but they're like daisies. I think they're in the daisy family. Ooh, it's not getting to my brain right now. But I have seeds for those too, and really, really bright colors, bright pinks, bright oranges. The hummingbirds love them, so I'll put those by the hummingbird feeders. But that is what I plan to do for this year. I'm not going to show you around. Oh my goodness, what a loud bird. I'm not going to show you around right now. I'm going to enjoy this beautiful weather, and this weekend I'm going to get to these crazy trees. These crazy trees. This big, long thing. That is not a part of my food forest. That is a weed. So I'm gonna try out some saws that I have, see if any of the blades need to be either sharpened or replaced, and then I will take you along as I get rid of the brush. I'll be using different tools and we'll see which ones work best. And I think that is it for this week. I did end up putting up bird feeders. Hummingbird feeders with the nectar in the front, because the temperature has been a little cold, but it's also, like right now, it's about 75. So it's really nice out here, and it needs... The bird came over, and then the squirrel just said, no, you're not coming over here. You have food over here. All the birds are eating, even this little one over there. But anyway, I can ramble on forever. So I hope everybody's out there keeping safe, and I hope you're resisting in your own way. Resistance gardening is a great way to take care of your community. If you know how to do something and you want to share that with someone else, that counts. That's, sharing with your family, with your friends, with a stranger. Go to the library and see if anybody's teaching if you want to learn something. Sharing tools, things like that, and just making sure that you're connecting with someone else, because when stuff gets hard, we're gonna need each other to get through this. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully I will get to some work this weekend. We'll see what happens, or if I just cozy down with a nice book and relax. But I will leave you with the birds for a little bit. and the squirrels. Maybe we'll see a chipmunk. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great weekend. See you in the next video. Bye. You're making a mess.